Alright guys, what is going on? It's been a while, but it's great to be back up here for another video here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. Welcome to my review for tonight's edition of AEW Dynamite, the October 30th edition of AEW Dynamite, emanating live from Charleston, West Virginia. We certainly have a lot to talk about coming out of this show. Like I say, Wednesday nights continue to be my favorite night in professional wrestling. Goodbye Mondays. Goodbye Fridays. I ain't watching ya. As far as I'm concerned, I'll keep up with the main roster pay-per-views going forward until things improve, but don't expect any Raw or SmackDown reviews here on the channel. I'd like to get some AEW reviews going and some NXT reviews going. So, but I thought this was another solid edition of AEW. Maybe not quite on the level of last week, but still, I thought there was a lot to like from this show that was building towards November 9th. Because we got a Full Gear pay-per-view, which will apparently be the final AEW pay-per-view event of the year. And if you're just joining me here, be sure to click that like and subscribe button here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412. My AEW Twitter poll should hopefully still be open by the time you guys are watching this video. So let's not waste any further time. Let's get right into, my AEW review. So we kick things off here on AEW Dynamite, I thought, with a solid opener. Really, I thought this was the best that Hangman Page looked. He took on Sammy Guevara of the Inner Circle. I thought just a good back and forth match here. Powerbomb inside the square circle. Adam Page got a near fall, and then that's Page set up with buckshot. And eventually Adam Page was able to pick up a much-needed win here in AEW. And then he got on the mic here afterwards and, pretty much talked, the frustration, maybe, go into a dark place inside of his mind. I thought this was the best that, like I said, Adam Page has looked so far here on AEW. And I like the fact that he hyped up his match here with Pac, which should be awesome at AEW Full Gear on November 9th. So that match is going to take place here. But a nice, short, sweet, to the point promo, of Hangman Page just basically saying, I'm going to kick the shit out of Pac. Excuse me. I want to get it right because he will kick my ass if I get his name wrong. Do not want to screw up his name. But I'm digging Inner Circle. Guevara, Santana, Ortiz, Jericho, Jake Hager is the Muscle, and I felt they made their presence known throughout this entire show. So I really like what they've been doing here with Jericho and the Inner Circle. But like I said, a solid opening match, really set the pace for the rest of the show here. And I like the limo segments that they did here to kind of kick off the show here with Cody Rhodes getting in the limo here with Tony Schiavone, talking up, the hype here for, his match against Chris Jericho for the AEW Championship, and Tony Schiavone kind of talking about the history Jericho and Cody Rhodes have, and, of course, talking about Tony Schiavone's history going back to, his time with the American Dream, the Rhodes, and, of course, Dustin Rhodes and the entire Rhodes family. So I thought those segments were really well done. I like when we get more promos and vignettes and when we just don't get match. I love wrestling, I do, but I also need the characters. I also need the development to progress those storylines, and I felt like AEW has been doing a better job. I felt like the first couple episodes, it was kind of just too much of a match. You got to give people a reason to care. You got to put these characters over and establish who they are. So I felt like tonight was a better step forward in terms of that category here. We had Cheetah versus Shanna. And I thought this was probably one of the better women's matches in AEW so far. I have to say the women's division is probably the weakest part of the show here, but I think, it's early. There's still time for it to grow here. But it was great to see Cheetah back. We really haven't seen too much of her since, Double or Nothing. But I thought her and Shanna, I thought I had no idea who this was. That was kind of the one nitpick I did have about this match was maybe do some promo packages, quick little vignettes for both these characters, just kind of to establish who they are, especially to, an unfamiliar audience here on TNT. Just saying. But I thought the match here was good. I thought Shanna looked nice here in defeat. That running knee strike off the chair by Cheetah I thought was really great. And as Cheetah gained control towards the end of the match, he had a high knee, Falcon Arrow, and another running knee strike finally put away Shanna, who, like I said, I thought looked good in defeat, and Cheetah picked up a nice win here. We then had Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, the legendary Rock and Roll Express. It was great to see them on this show. They were here to, announce that they were going to present the winners of the inaugural AEW Tag Team Championship Tournament. However, before things can get going here, the sons of bitches, Santana and Ortiz, blindside and attack Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, and they sent Ricky Morton through part of the stage. It's like, this is wrestling at its finest. It was simple. It was effective. It put heat on the heels, which is what it was designed to do. It got me saying, man, I can't wait to see somebody shut these guys up. Young Bucks come out, make the save, builds to the match at Full Gear, keeps things short, sweet, to the point. That's what I really like about watching AEW Dynamite. It doesn't drag. It doesn't waste time. It really uses those 2 hours to its advantage. Same with NXT. When it comes to Raw and SmackDown, I just feel like you're getting a lot of time wasted. A lot of, we got to fill time. We're just, stalling and not really using this time to our advantage. However, with NXT and AEW, I feel like we get quality wrestling, some decent storytelling, storyline developments. I feel like that could be a little bit stronger in that category, but I feel like AEW is taking the steps they're going forward. It's not perfect, but it definitely is a refreshing breath. It's a breath of fresh air, I should say. I didn't really catch too much of this match. The Best Friends and Orange Cassidy were in action here. They defeated the team here of John Silver, Alex Reynolds, and QT Marshall. Best Friends pick up the win here with the Strong Zero, for the pinfall victory, so I don't really have too much to say about that match. But I do want to talk about this. My favorite part of this show right here was the Full Gear contract signing for the AEW Championship. Cody Rhodes signing the contract with Chris Jericho. And I really like the fact that Jericho is playing mind games throughout this entire contract signing. He was trying to get inside the head of Cody Rhodes. And he said, you know what, I respect you, man. We're not gonna put you through the table. It's not gonna end in, chaos here. And he crapped on the fans, because they were calling him an asshole. And he said, calm down, hillbillies. Jericho said he would see Cody at the pay-per-view, and this is the biggest challenge of your career, Cody Rhodes. This is the biggest opportunity in your career, which is quite a statement to say. But I really like the fact that, it ended on a handshake, and then Sammy Guevara got on the Titantron screen, and we were shown that Dustin Rhodes was getting attacked backstage. Goldust getting laid out. Jake Hager threw him into the car. And then took the car door and smashed his hand into it. So Dustin Rhodes is out. Cody rushes back there. MJF arrives on the scene as well, so it makes me wonder, numbers-wise, heading into this match, Dustin's hurt. Who are they going to attack next? Could DDP be next on the list? But I really liked how the contract signing was done on the stage. It wasn't done in the ring, so that kind of made it feel a little bit different. It didn't end in a brawl. It didn't end in somebody going through the table. It's like, we've been there. We've done that. Let's think outside the box here. Let's try something different. And I felt like that was done here in this contract signing here. So like I said, my favorite highlight of the show. And Jericho is just phenomenal on the mic here, and I cannot wait for that match. The Elite versus Kip Sabin, and the Hybrid 2. We finally saw Kenny Omega come out as the cleaner. And early on in this match, this was all types of craziness. There's way too much here for me to recap, but it was a fun, quick sprint of a match. The crowd was fully behind the Elite here. Back and forth we went here. Omega hit the V-trigger on Angelico. He tried for another one, but Kip Sabin, I should say, cut him off here towards the end of the match. Triple super kick grounds Jack Evans, and another V-trigger knocked him out. One Wing Angel puts Evans away, and the Elite score the win. However, after the match, Santana and Ortiz appear in the stands, and they attack the Young Bucks until Kenny Omega tries to make the save. So I thought it was a nice, fun little match here. I like the fact, once again, the Inner Circle rearing their ugly heads here. They made their presence known early on, attacking Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, Rock and Roll Express, Jericho, the contract signing, Dustin Rhodes was attacked. Now the Young Bucks taken out. I mean, Circle, man, dastardly heels. They'll do whatever it takes. And speaking of, nice segue here, to do whatever it takes. Thank God this guy came out here. So we had the Librarian come out. And I was just like, oh boy, this segment's just going to be something I don't care about. This match, whatever's going to happen here. Jon Moxley comes out, hits a paradigm shift. He gets a massive pop. And we finally get the Jon Moxley that I have been waiting for years. This is who I thought we'd see if WWE would let him go off the cuff. They didn't do it. Fine, screw it. You know what? He left. He's gone. He's in a new house. This is his territory. And we're going to see him unleashed like never before. And he cut a promo. You could tell it was unscripted. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is what we have needed to see for quite a while. And he said he's the baddest son of a bitch on the planet. His match against Omega, it's going to be unsanctioned now. He's tired of people in suits. You tell him, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, he said, be careful what you wish for his lights out unsanctioned match with Kenny Omega at Full Gear. And Moxley ended the promo by telling the suits and Turner executives to stay out of his way. See what happens when you let wrestlers just go out there and speak from the heart. It is so refreshing to watch and see, rather than say, I am Daniel, I am challenging for the championship at this pay-per-view this Sunday, live on the... no. Just, here's a couple bullet points. Talk about your match with, Kenny Omega. Talk about the fact that this is going to be unsanctioned. Talk about the fact that you're tired and sick of these suits telling you every single thing what to do. I felt like Moxley, his intensity was there, his passion was there, and I cannot wait for his unsanctioned, non-sanctioned match here with Kenny Omega in AEW at Full Gear. So that should be great to watch. And then we ended things here for the night to crown the inaugural AEW Tag Team Champions. Tournament Finals. SoCal Uncensored. Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus Rey Fenix and Pentagon Jr. Really good match here to end the night. I felt like maybe cut a little bit short here on time, but I still felt like both teams made the most of that time that they had here in the main event. And to my surprise here, and really just due to the fact that the story was being told with, Phoenix and Pentagon taking out Christopher Daniels. So SCU was already coming in here at a bit of a disadvantage because, Scorpio Sky didn't even want to be in this tournament, in the beginning. But, he had to fill in for his injured partner, Daniels. And, it really looked like my money was on Phoenix and Pentagon to pick up the win here. But the heels, I should say, teased the package pile driver double foot stomp finish, but Kazarian had a distraction and allowed Sky to roll up Phoenix for the win. And we, just like that, we go off the air and we have inaugural AEW Tag Team Champions. So I was really surprised to see that ending there, especially with the small package here. But I was like, hey, you know what? I really enjoyed this tag team tournament. I think the tag team division is easily the strongest division in AEW going forward. And I thought this was a really good episode. Still have to wait to see NXT. But just looking back on this episode here, going forward, AEW is going to be my brand of choice. I mean, like I said, that and NXT. There's plenty of weekly wrestling here for me to watch. Maybe I'll even check out a little bit of the NWA. But as far as the WWE main roster product, don't expect too much in the terms of reviews there. I'll still do the pay-per-view reviews. But that is it for me going forward. So, guys, what did you think of AEW Dynamite? Be sure to vote in my Twitter poll. That will be up the next couple of hours here. And I'm actually going to go check the poll here to see what you guys thought. We have 7 votes, 100% thumbs up, 0% thumbs down. And my grade for this episode, I would probably give it I could probably go B+. Like I said, I thought this was another really solid episode. Like I said, I liked the contract signing. Thought we had a solid opener. Good main event. Some nice stuff sprinkled throughout. So that about does it here for my review here for AEW Wrestling, AEW Dynamite, the October 30th edition. If you like what you saw, be sure to click my like and subscribe button here on youtube.com/DanielGeiser412. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeiser412. And go to Facebook, myfacebook.com/DanielGeiser1994. Links can be found down below in the description box. So until then, guys, thanks for watching this video, and I am out. I'll see you guys later.